Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. It was a phone call from my boy. My brother from another mother who's in a lot of my videos. You know, if it wasn't for white man, we wouldn't, in Western civilization, we wouldn't have the technology to make movies. We wouldn't have the technology to watch said movies. We wouldn't have the technology to make toys like this out of plastic. Western culture, Western civilization, has given this planet so much in the way of medical breakthroughs. The fact that we took thought, basically, and made it a reality by looking into the human body so that we could figure out why we were sick. I mean, it's insane. Before then, if you got sick, before Western civilization, if you got sick, you were treated with leeches. It was called bloodletting. Either leeches or these little machines that had sharp wheels in it that they would literally take. It was like a little box. They'd take it and they'd score it somewhere on your body and bleed. Let your blood out because it was believed that you were sick because you had an imbalance in your blood. You had too much blood, so you were out of balance. That's just insane. But at the time, that was top of the line thinking. Western civilization gave us great men like Sir Isaac Newton, who discovered, whatever he discovered, but he kind of discovered the theory of gravity. When he was sitting under a tree and an apple bonked him on his head, he said, "Gee, I wonder what makes this apple fall instead of float. What keeps me here centered on this ground instead of floating away somewhere?" Turns out it's gravity. And back in the day, that was heresy. Wow. If it wasn't for white men, we wouldn't have science. If it wasn't for the Western culture, we wouldn't have science. We'd still be messing around with all alchemy and dying of mercury poisoning and everything. There's a lot of people who, Western civilization that said, "Hey, you know what? Mercury's toxic. That's what's killing a lot of people. Mercury, arsenic." Before Western civilization, these were used in medications and cosmetics routinely. Wow. I know I'm blowing your mind. I know I'm dropping truth A-bombs on you now, ain't I? Oh, Reverend Brad is fixing to start preaching to you now. Look out. If it wasn't for Western civilization, we wouldn't have glass. Seriously, we wouldn't have glass. We wouldn't have a lot of the things we have. Asian culture gave us gunpowder and movable print. Yes, and they did contribute in medicine a lot. Yes. However, Native Americans were doing natural shit too to help us. So, there's that. That just had a notification pop up. I forgot to turn it down before I did this video. But Western culture has given the world so much. We made it a crime to rape a woman or to beat or kill a woman. We made it a crime to kill anyone. You go to these third world countries, you can kill anyone you want. There ain't no damn person going to do anything about it. Why? Because the cops are corrupt. As long as you don't bump off a high fucking guy that's paying their salary, they don't give two shits. And if you think slavery doesn't exist in the third world countries, think about this. Western civilization outlawed the sale of blood, what we call blood diamonds, because they were mined by slaves. If you think in the third world countries people live so much better, why is it in third world countries you have things like children soldiers? That's right, children soldiers. Children 8, 9, 7, 6 that are forced into this little group of military, and if they don't do what the adult says, they're killed. That's a form, in my book, of, slavery, modern day slavery. Then you got, if you say, well, slavery doesn't exist today, you're giving old examples. What about human trafficking? What about the sex trade? Human trafficking and sex trafficking is slavery. It is slavery for sex. It is slavery for whatever. You get these people that are super rich, get these kids that are taken from their families or bought for $500 from their families, and they are sold for thousands of dollars to these rich people, brought into a country illegally. No one knows they have them. No one knows they're there except for the people who they work for. And they're made to work, cook, and clean every day of the week, 7 days, every day of the week, 52 weeks a year, 12 months in a year, no days off, from sun up till well past sundown, and they don't get paid for it. What they do get is a debt. Now, you heard me right, a debt. Because the people who own them tell them, well, because you ate this much, that's this much money. That's slavery. We outlawed it. If you're caught in America in Western civilization with a slave, you go to jail. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're sitting your ass in the joint. Alright. I mean, these are just things off the top of my head that I'm thinking that white people have done. The car, trains, planes, the A-bomb, which ended a world war, electricity, nuclear electricity. Wow. Cell phones, computers, the microchip, internet, space travel because of Western culture, white people. Women are equal. Women can own a home or land or car, whatever they want. The first to recognize that every person on this planet is created equally. Wow. Western culture is the first culture to say, hey, you know what? You can believe what you believe in, or we'll believe what we believe in, and it won't get you killed. America, to be precise, was the first country ever to do that in the world. In world history, we were the first. Wow. Boom. Dropping some mind bombs on you now, some mine A-bombs, some hydrogen mind bombs on you now. Look out. Western culture has given this world more than it has ever taken. Do you realize that before Western culture, people didn't live that long? After after the advances in medicine that we made through Western culture, through white men, holy shit, people can live 80, 90, 100, 110, 120 years. Granted, 100, 110, 120 years old. Rare, but they can live. Instead of it being 6 out of 10 people dying in childbirth, now it's 1 in, I think, something like, I don't know, 100 or 5,000. Some absurdly crazy number die in childbirth now because of the advancements in medicine. The advancements we made in medicine that allowed for cesarean birth, that allowed the doctor to be able to turn the baby around and to have it come out the right way. The advancements that were made that allowed someone who had a heart attack to take a little pill when they start feeling their heart get tight and live. The advancements that were made in medicine to where we can now read blood pressure. And we have scanned the human body. Hell, we've been working on cracking the human genome. All because of Western technology. Electric cars, Western technology. Again. Alright, think about it. Supersonic flight, Western technology. Trains, Western technology, Western culture. Planes, Western culture. Cars, Western culture. The people being recognized as individuals and not part of a race. And that was it. Or not part of an area owned by a lord or something. And that's it. No, we are recognized as individuals because of Western culture. Because of white men saying, you know what, it's not right to lump everyone together. Damn! America, the first and only country for a long time to say, you know what, we will not be ruled with a king or queen. We will be ruled by the people, for the people. Wow, that was a huge revolutionary concept back in the day. Western culture gave us no taxation without representation, which means you cannot be taxed without someone being there to represent your group or your state, as in the case of the U.S. Mind blowing back in the day. Nobody thought about that back in the day. The king or queen said, we're jacking up the taxes 50%. It was done. The little guy got fucked. The rich got richer. And here's a little more thought that I might end with. It's the Republican Party that Abraham Lincoln belonged to. So it was the Republican Party who ended slavery. And a little secret. The Civil War wasn't about slavery. It was about government trying to tell the citizens how they had to live their life. and the citizens saying, fuck you. That's not how the country was founded. That's not what we believe in as a country. We'll stand up against you. And they did. Another little fact. More people in the North owned slaves than the South. Where was all the Republicans? The South. At least that is until after the Civil War, in which case then, carpetbaggers, aka Democrats, ran down there with all kinds of their money, got into high positions and changed everything. But Brad, you mean to tell me that it wasn't the Republicans that were doing Jim Crow laws and had slavery? Yes, that's exactly what I mean to tell you. The Republicans weren't doing slavery. They weren't for Jim Crow laws. They weren't for segregation. They, in fact, were for desegregation. They were for everybody to be judged equal by their works, by how they treat people, what came out of their mouth. That's what Republicans were about and still are about. Everyone is equal. No one's above the law. No one's below the law. Right across the board, everybody's equal under the law. Not just man's law, but God's law. Not Allah's law. Allah was a pedophile, a sick fuck. He was a pedophile. He would torture people. He owned slaves. He had like 8 wives. The youngest of which was an 8-year-old little girl that he had to rape. That's why he made it where women had no power, no say. Plus, in the Quran it states that if you go somewhere and that culture doesn't believe in the Quran, you'd have no business dealing with them. You are to kill them or make them believe in the Quran. If you can't make them, then you have to kill them, kill their wives, kill their children, wipe them off the face of the earth. The Quran ain't about tolerance and love. The Quran's about killing people and owning people and having sex with little kids. Western culture gave us indoor plumbing. You don't believe me? The Romans were the first ones to have indoor plumbing. And they had hot and cold running water. Wow. And back then that was saying something because you had to heat up huge vats of water and keep it hot so they could go to different places and stay hot. Western culture helped give us whiskey, moonshine, stuff like that. Yes, in the East they have sake, which is basically rice wine. Made similar to moonshine, but not quite. Yes, but white people, Western culture has given us huge, like I said, penicillin, the cure for smallpox, the cure for polio, medication and cure for tuberculosis, the ability to do open heart surgery. Western culture, man, and woman. The fact that we know for a fact that there are 2 sexes, man and woman. Western culture with science, dude. That's what helped us to learn that. Well, that and looking at all the animals. I mean, come on. When do you see a male lion trying to fuck another male lion? All the time thinking, oh, I'm gonna make little lions this way. Never. Come on. And you don't see female lionesses laying with female lionesses thinking, oh, I'm gonna be happy this way. No, man. We were made to need each other. Men need women, women need men. That's why we were put on this earth. Every man feels like something's missing in his life until he finds the right woman. Then he settles down, has a family, and moves on in life. Every woman feels like there's something big missing in their life. They try to fill it with whatever they can. Same with men. Career, money, relationships, whatever. But when they find that one person, changes everything. You know, it's like finding the other part of you and it just changes everything. You know, it's like going from a child who mommy and daddy pay for everything. And then you're all on your own and you're working and now you gotta pay your own bills, but you want this. Poof. Changes everything. You can't just run out and buy it. Now you gotta save for it. Changes your thought process. You know, Western civilization gave us so much in the advancements of medicine, technology, and vehicles, and damn, it's made our lives so much easier. It allows people of different religions to come together, live someplace together, and acknowledge, you know what? I have my religious beliefs, my spiritual beliefs, you have yours, but it doesn't mean we can't be friends and live next to each other and move on in life. I mean, if you think about it, Western civilization's given us so much I can't even think about it all right now, and I can't mention it all without making 4 or 5 hour long videos and it being about 50 of them. So I'm gonna end this video now. It's well over the 15 minutes that I wanted. But I will say this to everyone out there. Please, everything I've said today, don't just fucking take my word for it. Research it. Look into it. Hell, if you can prove to me that I'm wrong on what I've said, I will make you a special video. I will make a special video entitled with your name and how you proved to me I was wrong. But until then, research everything I say, dude. Think for yourselves. Don't just get your intel from a few places. Get intelligent. Get what you know. Get intel from 4, 5, 6, 10, 25 million places, man. I'm always online looking up shit that I hear to find out if it's true or not. You know, there used to be a saying that basically boiled down to, you know, research everything. Don't just take it at face value. Research it. What people tell you to see if it's true. Test what you've been told to make sure it's the truth. But this has been Brother Allen Hinchley from my apartment. Until next time, everyone, May whatever you believe in bless and keep you. May you have a good night, a happy new year, and as always, if you like what I had to say, give me a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe and hit the bell notification that's like right right there so that you can get notified when I make a video. And thank you for taking the time to watch and listen to me rant. And as always, love your country and be patriotic for your country. But don't just take what your government tells you at face value. Research it. Until next time, goodbye.